Welcome to Flip Lesson 73 for the 5th grade. Today we're going to start working with adding and subtracting decimals. And in general, when it comes to doing this, there's really one simple rule that you need to follow when it comes to adding and subtracting decimals. And that one rule is make sure that your decimals are lined up. In other words, we want to make sure all the place values are in the correct spot. So let's take a look at our first example. We see 2 4/10 plus 0 or simply put 3/10, right? So you see that the decimal got lined up here. Here's the decimal, here's the decimal. They're in a straight line, right? Here's our tens place, ones place, ones place. And so everything is lined up real nice and will enable us to solve this problem, all right? So once we have everything lined up, the next thing to do is to take our decimal and put it straight down into the answer, because that's where it's going to appear in our answer. Now that we've taken care of the decimal, now we can add our digits together. 4 plus 3 equals 7. 2 plus 0 equals 2. And just like that, we've added these two decimals together to get an answer of 2 7/10. Let's try another one. It says find the perimeter of the triangle. Now, we know that perimeter is adding the sides together. So I need to add this number, and this number together. Okay? So we're going to take this idea. We're going to have an addition problem. And once again, as you see, I've set up the problem. And the first thing I made sure I did was made sure that my decimals were all lined up. So decimal, 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 all in line, ready to go. That means all our place values are in the right place. Okay. From there, I'm going to move my decimal straight down. And I can put my decimal straight down. And now I can start to solve. 3 plus 8 is 11, plus 4 is 15. 5 goes down, 1 goes up. 1 plus 0 plus 6 plus 8 is going to give us 15 again. 5 goes down, 1 goes up. 1 plus 1 is 2. And so we have 25 5/10. And then, of course, it's perimeter, so we need a label of centimeters. Here's another example. It says the roof was 25.6 feet high. The ladder only extended 21.5 feet. How much taller was the roof? So now we're going to work with subtraction. We have a roof, that's our bigger number, which is 25.6 feet high. And we want to subtract, right, making sure our decimals are lined up, right? So our decimal needs to go right here in line. And so there's 1 5 to the right, and there's a 21 like this. And now I've set up the problem. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move my decimal straight down. So it's in my answer. 6 minus 5 is 1. 5 minus 1 is 4. And 2 minus 2 is 0. So I can just leave that blank there. And I can say that the roof is 4.1 feet taller than the ladder. We're going to need a new ladder to get this project done. Let's try another one. It says the Great Django Trail is 5 67/100 miles long. If Roxy hiked 3.2 miles, how much farther does she need to go? So we have a total distance of 5.67, and we know she hiked 3.2. So we can say, okay, here's our decimal, right? Decimals have to be in line. There's a 3 on this side, and there's a 2 on this side. And now here's where decimals really become neat, because decimals, even though we have a hundredths place value here, right? We don't see a hundredths place value here, but we can understand that there is a 0 here, right? We compared this in previous lessons. Which is bigger, that or that? And of course we found out they're the same. So that helps us solve division subtraction problems by doing this. So 7 minus 0 is 7. 6 minus 2 is 4. Right? Decimal went straight down like that. And we add a label. Here's some sample problems. That's the lesson.